Hello guys, and welcome back to the Sunday review. Now this week I am talking about Tekken 7. Now the reason I'm talking about Tekken 7 is, as most of you may know, it comes out this week. So let me start off by having a look at some of the characters. So we'll start off with what I've got here is the new characters. So we are looking at forgive me if I just mispronounce some of these, but you're looking at Gigas, which is a new monster of a guy. Now looking at the trailer that they've released showing some of these new characters, he looks like an absolute monster to players, and definitely interesting to see how he fits into the game. There's also Akuma, who is a secret boss of the Fated Retribution version of the game, and in the original trailer that they released, now this guy looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, the how he is compared to his counterpart, I mean the way that they're fighting off in the trailer, it's interesting to see that other side of it. I mean, he kind of looks a bit like a Street Fighter type of character, and with the revamped style it kind of works. Another new character they brought in is a guy called Claudio, who I'd say that he looks like classic, absolute classic Tekken style fighter wise, with the tattoo on the face and like the hairstyle and the robes and everything. I mean, he definitely fits into the style. What his fighting style will be like within the game, it'll be interesting to see. Again, it'll be another interesting character to play as. Kazumi and Devil Kazumi. Now, Devil Kazumi is a character that you can't play as, but Kazumi you can play as, and she's the final boss in arcade mode, which is again very interesting for this new character to come in. And not only does she have the classic robes and all that, which is kind of awesome, she has a freaking tiger, man. I mean, how badass is that she can just hit you with a tiger? It says here on what I'm reading that another new character is Jack 7. Now, I thought he'd already been in the game, but that could just be me. Like, there's other people that he's got that's not listed as new characters that I thought were. But either way, Jack 7 is a new character, so it'll be interesting to see him. I mean, he's definitely got the size and the bulk of it and all that. You've also got Josie, which is a new character that they brought in. Not sure what I think to Josie, to be fair. Time will tell on that one. Same goes for wait, is it Katarina? I think Katarina's how it's pronounced, and she'll be an interesting one to see, but nowhere near as interesting as Lucky Chloe. Now, I don't like the name. I'm not a big fan of the look of the character or the style of it or anything like that. But looking at her fighting style, she basically looks like a female Eddie. And that is... I can see a lot of people playing as her, and it's going to be very difficult to beat her. I get the feeling. If you played Chloe off against Eddie, it's going to be one of those ones where anyone could win. I think it just could come down to pure luck, quite frankly. And then there's Master Raven, who, that's another one who looks seriously badass. Like, she is going to kick your ass. And last of all, there is Shaheen, who I'm not sure what I think to this character. I'd say it's a new unique style for the Tekken series, but how is that going to translate into the characters themselves. I don't know. We'll have to see about that. Now, I'm really glad to see all the old ones come back, like Lars, Law. You got Lee, Kuma's come back into it. Now, I love playing as Kuma. It's interesting to just be a massive bear slapping people in the face. That's always interesting. There's also Yoshimitsu, who's always fun to play as, and you've got King was always my favourite go-to guy. Don't know why. I always picked King. Loved playing as King. So I think that again is going to stick to being my go-to guy. If not, I'm going to have to go with my other go-to guy that I always go to, which is Devil Jin. Absolutely love Devil Jin. I mean, Jin himself is fantastic, but Devil Jin, there's just something else about him that I love playing with him. And then you've got Bob as well that's come back into it. Obviously, you've got Eddie as well. So you've got all these fantastic players in it, and with these new additions as well, it'll be really interesting to see how they all stack up against each other. So I'm really looking forward to the characters. Oh yeah, there's also Paul and Panda as well. I forgot to mention those. I mean, so many fantastic characters, and that's one thing that you can say about the Tekken series. With the Tekken series, you've got to say that the characters in it, there is no other fighter game really like it that you get characters like these. I mean, you've got the argument always of Street Fighter versus Tekken. Which one do you go with? I've always gone with Tekken. I prefer their characters. I've always kind of preferred the story element behind it as well. And overlooking I'm sure it was Tekken 6 where they tried something new with the story, where I absolutely hated that game, despised that game in fact, with an absolute passion. But it looks like with the new story they are bringing it back to the old days. I mean, it's hard to tell from the trailers, but it does look like they're bringing it back to where there's a cutscene, it plays all the story in video, and then when it comes down to the fighting side of it, you're just there on the side part fighting each other, classic Tekken style, rather than the adventure sort of style that they went with in that old terrible game that they brought out. And I don't know why they tried to put a kind of adventure sort of element into it. It didn't work. So as long as I am right and the story mode is back to the old style of doing things and they've not gone back to that element, I think the story mode's going to be fantastic as well. Not to mention there's the treasure battles that they've put into it. There's a jukebox mode that they've thrown in. Online battles, you got rage mode. There is so many different new elements that they're thrown in, and I mean, I don't feel like every element's going to work, but I definitely think there's going to be quite a few new things that does work, and I think rage is definitely going to be one of them with this new rage mode that they're bringing in. Now, I don't want to go too far into what this new rage mode is, but when it comes out, guys, when it comes out next week, rage mode is definitely one that you guys want to be heading straight to. And if you don't head straight to it, play the story, then go into rage mode. Either way, it's got to be done. You can't just play the game and go straight into online mode without playing rage. Rage is, I think, one of the top new features, and if they keep it in Tekken games from here on out, I can see it being a good thing, I think. I mean, we'll have to wait till the game comes out to get a full experience of it, but as of right now, I'm quite happy with it. So, I normally give a rating on these sort of things, but I can't really rate something that's not out just yet. But as it stands, with all these new characters that they've brought in, all these new game modes, these new features, everything that they've got going for the game right now, I think it should and possibly could get a really big high score from me. later on once I've had a chance to fully test everything within the game. But that's my thoughts on the new Tekken. What do you guys think to the new characters and the new game modes? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys later. That's been it from me, guys, so bye for now. Bye!